You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
It is going to be hot today, and we're just in late March. Thanks for being here at 6 a.m., everyone. I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Netta Iranpour. Yeah, the season changed, but then we skipped one or something. Let's check in with meteorologist Evan Narani. Not everywhere will be steaming hot.
No, I mean, it's really our inland valleys, our mountains and deserts, basically everywhere away from the coast that will see those very warm temperatures. Out by the water itself, we're in the low to mid 70s. It's going to be quite comfortable. It's going to feel like summer this afternoon, especially as you start to make your way inland. So when we talk about going east of the 5, east of the 805, that's where you really start to notice these temperatures come into play. So 82 across those inland valleys, 95 for the deserts this afternoon, trending generally about 10 to 20 degrees above normal. Here's where we're at out the door right now. It's not too bad. 54 in San Diego, 51 in Del Mar, 53 in Carlsbad, and a live look outside as that moon continues to rise. Looking very, very nice outside as we head through the morning. As always, you can find an extended weather forecast on CBS 8 Plus. Just download our free app and watch on your smart TV anytime. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that. We now an update to a story that we've been following for the last 5 weeks. The woman accused of killing a CAL FIRE captain in Ramona is in U.S. custody now this morning.
Yolanda Marodi was arrested in Mexico over the weekend. CBS 8's Chris Groh live outside the San Diego Sheriff's Office now with the latest on this investigation here. Chris?
Good morning, Eric and Netta. And look, a lot of moving parts here when it comes to both the murder investigation and then the manhunt for Yolanda, which, of course, was done in 2 countries. Eventually, Yolanda taken into custody in Mexicali by Mexican authorities. Let's show you some of the images of her arrest as well as her mugshot to give you, again, an idea here of that widespread search here for the person that they believe is the suspect here in the murder of a CAL FIRE captain. Now, we know that after she was taken into custody by Mexican authorities, she was transferred over to the custody of U.S. Marshals at a port of entry. We do believe that she will be booked into San Diego County jails sometime soon. That has not happened yet in our latest search. Now, she's accused of murdering her wife and CAL FIRE captain Rebecca Marodi. According to an arrest warrant, Rebecca had told her wife she was leaving her and ending the marriage roughly a week before her murder. Surveillance video from the front patio captured on a Ring camera actually shows Rebecca running, yelling, saying, quote, "Yolanda, please, don't want to die." And then, according to that same arrest warrant, Yolanda allegedly fired back, quote, "You should have thought about that before." Now, that arrest warrant states that Yolanda could be seen with a knife and blood on her arm. Court documents reveal that Yolanda had previously served prison time for fatally stabbing her first husband. She pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter, served 9 years, and then was released. Now, again, what we are focusing on today is that exchange of custody from the U.S. Marshals to the San Diego County Sheriff's Department, which jail, of course, that she will be booked in, but furthermore, when her arraignment will take place so that we can get a better idea of that court timeline. Eric and Netta?
Chris, thank you very much for that. Something we will certainly stay on top of. Today, the man accused of shooting and killing a 12-year-old boy at a house party in National City is expected to appear in court for the first time. 18-year-old Carlos Maldonado was arrested last week. The deadly shooting happened last November at an abandoned house on N Avenue near East 9th Street. The family of 12-year-old Elijah Smith expressed relief following the arrest, saying they're one step closer to justice.
Proposed toll fees at a new border crossing may help pay for the cleanup of the sewage in the Tijuana River.
This morning, state senator from San Diego will talk about his proposed legislation. CBS 8's Regina Yorita live in IB now with what we are learning about this proposal. Regina.
Yeah, good morning, Eric and Netta. Well, we know that State Senator Steve Padilla is the one who introduced Senate Bill 10 back in December that would utilize toll revenues coming from the Otay border crossing, the new one, and they would actually utilize those toll fee revenues for infrastructure wastewater projects. So today he's expected to have a longer discussion about Senate Bill 10 here locally during a press conference. He will join community leaders and local environmental advocates to discuss his legislation that could authorize the collection of these toll fees. Padilla also wants to give the public more say in the development of landfills in environmentally sensitive areas. So right now, current law allows the regional planning agency to use toll revenues for construction, maintenance, and operation costs of the port of entry project. But with Senate Bill 10, it would add to the list, quote, costs associated with environmental mitigation and restoration of the Tijuana River Valley. So the proposal comes in response to the ongoing sewage crisis that has plagued Imperial Beach and surrounding areas for years. Back in December, Padilla emphasized the importance of the bill, saying at the end of the day, putting this infrastructure in the middle of one of the most unique environmental public health disasters in North America and pretending like this isn't here is unacceptable. So back out here, that press conference is expected to happen later today. We'll have more information as soon as we hear more about that. But for now, I'll send it back to you.
And meantime, the head of the Environmental Protection Agency says he will ramp up federal efforts to tackle the sewage crisis and plans to visit the area soon. Imperial Beach Mayor Paloma Aguirre has been pushing to designate the Tijuana River Valley as a Superfund site, which would allow the EPA to clean up hazardous waste and unlock federal funds. The request was denied under the Biden administration.
It's like the pressure points are working. Our people in South County deserve better. We cannot give up.
However, Congressman Scott Peters warns House Republicans have proposed slashing the International Boundary and Water Commission's construction budget by more than 50%, from $156 million to $78 million. That agency operates the South Bay International Sewage Treatment Plant, which processes sewage flowing into San Diego through the Tijuana River.
If you live in District 1, today is your last day to register to vote for the special election to replace County Supervisor Nora Vargas. So far, more than 370,000 ballots have been mailed out. Select voting centers will be open this Saturday, too. So the last day to vote is April 8th. Got to make sure you do that.
Yeah, taking a peek outside here, going to be in store for a pretty warm day here, considering, March 24th here?
Right. Spring just sprung, and here we go.
Yeah, feeling well above average, 10, 20 degrees warmer than where we typically would be, but I think a lot of people are completely fine with that. I don't think we're complaining much. Especially by the water. Coronado, for example, 71 this afternoon. Here's another live look outside. Mount Soledad showing the light starting to break through with that sunrise expected in just about 40 minutes. 6:47 is that sunrise. Remember, sunset getting later and later, sunrise getting earlier and earlier. So sunset is going to come at 7:03 tonight, and then we'll see those earlier sunrises come into play. When we talk about how far from average we are, we make that estimate of about 10 to 20 degrees because of what we see here. Downtown San Diego, only about 8 degrees warmer than average. As I've mentioned, when we have onshore flow, we tend to see the cool ocean air keep the coast a little bit more mild. So it's going to be dependent really on wind direction and how strong that wind is as to whether or not we'll stay 8 degrees warmer than average, or if we could see the coastline at that full 10. You make your way to Ramona, 16 degrees warmer than normal. And for Borrego Springs, shooting for a high of 91 this afternoon. They're going to be about 10 degrees warmer than normal. So countywide, we'll experience a warmer than normal trend, but it's going to really be dependent on how far east you are as to how warm you are. Santee, El Cajon, 82 for that afternoon high. La Mesa, 78 this afternoon. San Ysidro, 77 would take you up the coastline. San Marcos looking at a high of 78. Rancho Bernardo, 80 degrees. And Fallbrook hitting 82 this afternoon. All the way out as far east as Ramona, 85. And for the deserts, Borrego Springs, Ocotillo Wells easily making it into the 90s this afternoon. Today and tomorrow are your hottest days, and then we head back to about normal. You see those temperature slides starting on Wednesday. That'll last all the way through next week as we head back to about average. But for today and tomorrow, enjoy those standout warmer than normal temperatures. It looks like for the mountains and deserts, they might lag a bit and see their warmest temperatures come tomorrow. Looking at traffic this morning, so far things have been very, very mild out there. Looks like we just had a crash pop up on the 5 northbound. However, Midspan Coronado Bridge also seeing a little bit of slowing this morning. So there's nothing major that we've seen on our maps so far to start off the day, aside from just that single crash. And like I mentioned, Coronado Bridge starting to see a little bit of stop and go traffic as you make your way into Coronado. Let's look at your border wait times. 75-minute wait at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. Going to take you a bit longer, about 25 minutes longer at the Otay Mesa Port of Entry, about an hour 40 in total. Back